evening, bonsoir, bienvenue à la réunion plénière. Welcome to the Committee of the Whole on January 9th. Before we begin, I'd like to take this opportunity to pay homage to the boys in red, as we will be there remembrance on Thursday, January 12th. This will be the 14th anniversary of the tragic accident that took the lives of 7 basketball players and the coach's wife. Flags will be at half-mast this Thursday. We ask that you all have a moment of reflection for the boys in red on Thursday as well. I will ask council and staff to please rise for a moment of silence. All the families, our heart goes out to you in this. It's every year it's something that, we want to take the time to recognize. But as parents and grandparents and brothers and sisters, it's a difficult time for them to remember every year. So it's our way of saying that we are here with you. Bon, Madame Saint-Laurent, vas-y.
En fait, ce soir, nous avons aucune déclaration de conflit d'intérêt, no declaration of conflict of interest. Two presentations this evening. La première présentation, 2.1, la chasse dans la ville de Bathurst par Mathieu Trudel.
Bonjour, Monsieur Trudel. Ça va bien?
Ben oui, bon.
Oui, vous pouvez prendre le micro. Il est prêt.
OK, good. La présentation que j'avais envoyée...
J'ai rien reçu, Monsieur Trudel.
Hein?
Est-ce que vous l'avez avec vous?
Oui, je l'ai avec moi.
Si vous l'avez avec vous, c'est correct, on peut le placer sur l'ordi. J'aimerais prendre ce moment. I would like to take this moment to welcome Councillor Branch and Councillor Scary. I was just saying that I've actually moved everybody around, and the way the signs are this way, so I don't get to see anybody's name. I was saying that to Sonia. I don't get to see anybody's name. They're all over there, and then we moved councillors around. So I said, if I call you by the wrong name, bear with me. I have a habit of doing it anyway. I do it to my own kids. So I'll take me 30 seconds to clue in and get used to the new seating for 2023. So welcome, and welcome to the team for the next 3.5 years.
On aurait peut-être passé les deux.
Ah, on pourrait passer au prochain si vous... Ah, vous l'avez? OK.
Excusez, je ne sais pas ce qui s'est passé avec le courriel. On l'a manqué. Donc, c'est ça. Moi, je suis ici pour revendiquer, comme le titre l'indique, du droit de chasser sur mes terres à Bathurst. Donc, c'est ça, ce que dit la loi provinciale, c'est déjà régi en fait par la loi provinciale et fédérale. Selon la loi provinciale, on a le droit de décharger une arme à feu, dans le fond, un fusil de chasse à 200 mètres, une habitation. Une carabine, on parle de 400 mètres, une habitation. C'est aussi régi dans le code criminel. Quand on décharge une arme à feu, il faut toujours s'assurer que c'est sécuritaire de le faire. Donc, le chasseur ou la personne qui décharge l'arme à feu est responsable de ce qui va arriver à la suite. Donc, ça, c'est des mesures qui sont déjà en place pour protéger les citoyens. Est-ce que c'est connecté par Internet?
Non.
Ah non. OK, donc ici, on a eu un jugement qui est sorti, dans le fond, qui est tout récent, au mois de septembre. C'est dans la province du Québec. Puis, en fait, là, cette personne-là était... elle s'est fait prendre à chasser sur ses terres à elle. Puis donc, elle est en infraction par rapport au règlement municipal de Mascouche au Québec. Puis 10 ans plus tard, okay, ça ce qui est arrivé au mois de novembre, la Cour supérieure a invalidé le jugement par rapport à ça. Puis je vais juste peut-être vous lire là, le gros titre. Là. Un large règlement qui interdisait de facto l'utilisation d'armes à feu sur le territoire de la ville de Mascouche a été invalidé par la Cour supérieure à la suite de la victoire d'un propriétaire terrien mis à l'amende pour avoir chassé sur ses terres, voilà près de 10 ans. Je vais juste vous citer également un passage que le juge avait dit dans son communiqué. Là. Donc c'est ça, la ville avait dit que c'était pour rehausser la sécurité et tout, sauf que selon ce qui a été déterminé, un règlement, ça c'est le juge qui avait dit ça, un règlement municipal peut avoir une incidence sur l'activité de chasse, mais ne peut être abusif ni constituer une fin détournée de l'interdire totalement, à moins d'une justification impérative. Puis, un petit peu plus bas dans l'article, on fait une comparaison entre Mascouche puis Montréal. Donc, mettons, dans notre station, on pourrait comparer Bathurst à Montréal. On comprend qu'à Montréal, la chasse est interdite sur un territoire comme la ville de Montréal, mais le territoire de Bathurst, moi j'ai des vaches qui restent à quelques centaines de mètres de ma maison. Donc, je suis vraiment pas en ville, je suis en campagne, même si ça s'appelle la ville de Bathurst. Donc, ça, c'est ça. Donc, je t'invite à prendre connaissance de cet article-là. OK, ça ici, en fait, c'est là que je reste, 675 Twin Lane. Ce qu'on voit en rouge, c'est la propriété de la maison, puis ce qui est en vert annexé, c'est ma terre à bois. Puis, dans le fond, selon qu'est-ce que je vous ai dit, le 200 mètres, le 400 mètres, on voit. Ah oui, on voit. Donc, 200 mètres, là, ça arrive à environ au tiers du champ, juste à côté de chez moi. Okay? Donc, il y a beaucoup d'oiseaux migrateurs qui vont là, puis selon la loi provinciale, je serais en règle pour chasser là. Puis 400 mètres, ça... On l'a vraiment? 400 mètres, ça arrive environ ici. Donc, ça me laisse tout le lot qui est là pour aller à la chasse au gros gibier. Ça, c'est des photos. Je ne sais pas si vous êtes en mesure de voir, c'est petit, là. Ça, c'est des pommiers, en fait, qu'il y a sur ma propriété. Puis, il y a des pommiers sur celle de mon voisin. Mon voisin, lui, ça fait peut-être 30 ans qu'il reste là. Puis, son pommier, il n'a pas ramassé une seule pomme. Cette année, c'est la première fois que ça y arrive. Les ours, ils ont tout mangé. Okay, il n'a jamais vu ça. Ça, ici, je vous montre un exemple. Là, c'est un tas d'ours qu'il a trouvé juste à côté de sa maison. Là, je vais avoir d'autres photos. Des évidences d'ours. On est capable de voir aussi, là, regardez, ma maison est ici à gauche. Je ne sais pas si on a un pointeur laser, là, mais ma maison est ici, puis il y a un tas d'eau juste ici, là, donc on parle peut-être à une centaine de mètres. Là, les photos, on les voit mal, mais ça aussi, c'est toutes des évidences d'ours que j'ai trouvées sur ma propriété, incluant la grosse piste d'ours qui était dans la boue. Ça, moi, dans le fond, je viens d'acheter à Bathurst, ça fait pas trop longtemps, puis j'étais pas au courant qu'on n'avait pas le droit de chasser, donc j'avais déjà commencé à apporter pour l'orignal. J'avais eu mon tag cette année, puis donc j'avais eu 2 sites que j'avais apportés pour l'orignal. Puis regardez, ça c'est un ours qui s'est attaqué à une de mes caméras. Il a mangé la batterie, comme on peut voir là. Donc, là, j'ai mis quelques photos d'ours aussi. Moi, je me suis promené sur mon lot, puis j'ai jamais, tu sais, je suis tout le temps dans le bois, puis j'ai jamais vu autant de tas d'ours sur une trail que ça, c'en est dangereux. Honnêtement, je ne retournerai pas là sans un fusil, sans une carabine pendant la saison de l'ours, parce qu'il y en a vraiment trop. Là. Puis, si on peut voir là à droite, c'est un bébé, puis à gauche, cet ours-là, il est vraiment, vraiment énorme. Puis vous pouvez voir, là, c'est toutes des photos en plein jour, 8h47 le matin, 7h07 l'après-midi, ça c'est d'autres photos d'ours, 6h39, 7h03, encore en plein jour. Encore des photos de jour à 11h le jour, 7h, puis une photo de nuit à 8h45. J'ai pas envie de rencontrer l'ours qu'on voit debout comme ça, qui est en train de me montrer ses crocs, quand que je m'en vais me promener sur mon lot à bois. Ça ici, c'est toutes sortes d'autres espèces qui sont susceptibles d'être chassées, dans le fond, qu'il y a des présences ou des évidences sur mon lot. Dans le champ à côté, il y a des milliers de bernaches qui vont là pendant l'automne. C'est vraiment impressionnant. Puis j'aimerais vraiment ça pouvoir les récolter. J'ai aussi vu des canards colverts qui vont dans le champ parce que l'agriculteur qui est à côté, il récolte du maïs. Puis dans le fond, ces animaux-là, ils vont manger du maïs. Ils sont attirés par ça. J'ai vu il y avait une centaine de colverts. Moi, je ramassais mon bois, puis j'ai vu un oiseau de proie attaquer un canard juste à côté. Donc, c'est vraiment impressionnant comment il y en a. Il y a des lièvres en ce moment, il y a des pistes partout. J'ai vu aussi des traces d'orignal, de la gélinote, il y en a tout de près, je n'ai pas vu, mais il y en a. Donc, pour toutes ces raisons, c'est pour ça que je suis ici en ce moment pour autoriser la chasse à Bathurst. C'est tout.
Oh, c'est votre demande, c'est d'être en mesure de faire de la chasse dans la ville de Bathurst.
Oui, dans les limites de la ville de Bathurst. En fait, moi, je suis, je ne sais pas si on peut retourner là, mais moi, je suis juste après le viaduc. Donc, où ce que je suis là, il y a des vaches qui restent là. Je me sens pas en ville, je me sens totalement en campagne. Puis, je crois que ce serait très sécuritaire de pouvoir chasser.
Parfait. Councillor Burnett.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Merci pour votre présentation ce soir. I've seen this before, Council, at the National Hunt in the city, and even more so now. I think it's going to be a very, very difficult issue to deal with, but has to be dealt with. For example, over where you live, not too far away, we used to have a landfill over there, and there's over 600 acres of land that belongs to the city. That's all wilderness. It's in the woods. And where I live, on the other side by the train tracks over here, there's also areas that are just quite wooded. And we have a very unique city. In our city, we have all kinds of offices and stores, and we have homes and subdivisions and cottages on the water, but we also have camps in the woods. And I know of a couple of clusters of camps that people go to for the weekend, and they love to hunt and that. But it's a very ticklish issue as to how far from homes, and how do you police it? How do you patrol that? And let it happen, but let it happen in a safe way. And now that we're absorbing so many outlying areas, we're taking in all of North Teddygush and a lot of wooded area in North Teddygush, and we're taking in all of Roughwaters Drive right back to Chamberlain Settlement in that area, and there's a lot of wooded area in that area. So you brought a question to the table tonight that's going to be very ticklish to deal with and has to be dealt with, especially now with the expansion of the city of Bathurst, Madam Mayor. We also have Big River, where we have a lot of wooded areas up in Big River, and the list goes on. But I don't know how to deal with it. I'm not sure legally how to deal with it. So we'd have to go through our chief, we'd have to go through our legal department, we'd have to go through the province and the different departments there that deal with hunting and fishing within our rights in our city. But we just can't turn a blind eye to it. But I think we have to sit back and I don't know whether a committee to be formed or whether just let the legal people deal with it. But something has to be done. So thanks for bringing it forward tonight, merci. And we'll see where it goes from here. Thanks, Madam Mayor.
Yeah, if I can add on this, like the only fear to big black bear would be human. So the young bear, the cubs, they can be killed by other animals, but the big one, the only one who can predate these would be humans. So that would be a good solution.
And Madam Mayor, on some of our trails, it has been reported that there are bears in Parkwood Heights on the trails there, and sometimes when people are scared to go. And I have one friend who does not go without bear spray when he's out walking on our trails. And same thing in East Bathurst.
Yeah, I believe that. I've seen so many evidence in my land, and I'm in the wood all the time. Like I work in the wood, and really, I've never seen that many evidence of bear in my time here in Bathurst. But the way it is was prohibited for more than 20 years, I think. So I think that's why bears population is growing up quickly, and now it's reached to a point that we need to deal with that. And I know they relocated many bear, not this year, maybe not 1 year ago, but 2 years ago. In that area, they relocated a few bears because there were just too many bears. So that would be very important. One day, if we do nothing, one day something's going to happen.
Conseiller Leblanc?
Merci, Madame la mairesse. Merci à Monsieur Trudel, c'est ça?
Oui.
Premièrement, je vais dire que je suis bien d'accord avec ce que le conseiller Brunet a dit. Tous les points, je ne suis pas un avocat, loin de là. Je suis d'accord que c'est un problème, je suis d'accord qu'il faut le régler, mais il faut regarder tous les avenues. Ma question, moi, était ton voisin, tu me dis ton voisin, tu nous as montré pour ses pommiers et tout ça. Évidemment, il y a des ours qui vont là. Est-ce que lui, qu'est-ce que les voisins pensent de chasser sur les terres? Parce qu'évidemment, c'est proche des leurs.
Ouais, en fait, c'est sûr que moi, mon voisin, il n'a jamais vu ça, tu sais, que son pommier se vide de ses pommes sans que lui, il ramasse. D'habitude, il ramasse à chaque année. Puis cette année, c'est la première année qu'il n'a pas eu à toucher aux pommes. Puis c'est moi qui ai dit là, que c'est le tas qu'on a montré sur la photo, là, c'est un tas d'ours, puis il ne savait pas c'était quoi. Donc, je pense qu'il était nerveux de savoir que les ours ils venaient aussi proches de sa maison maintenant. Puis c'est ça, ça va pas aller en s'améliorant. C'est ça le problème. C'est pour ça que je propose la chasse qui va justement régler le problème, puis de façon légale aussi. Puis ça va pas impliquer les agents de conservation qui devraient localiser tous les ours. Je pense que ça serait vraiment une solution win-win.
Bon, nous autres, on va sûrement explorer tous les avenues possibles, puis on prend une décision à partir de là. Je sais pas moi, comme le conseiller Brunet disait, c'est une question légale, là, c'est un petit peu plus loin que nous autres, on est capable de dire aujourd'hui. Mais merci pour la réponse.
Merci pour votre présentation. On va se rencontrer, puis avec notre avocat aussi, on va vérifier les circonstances, on va regarder nos statuts, nos règlements qu'on a en place aussi, puis on vous reviendra.
Bon, parfait.
Parfait. Merci beaucoup.
Our second presentation tonight is from the Bathurst Music Festival 2023 by Mr. Eddie Edwards.
Hello there. As you just mentioned, I'm here to represent the executive committee for the Bathurst Music Festival. And for those of you who don't know me, my name's Eddie Edwards. I'm extremely grateful for you to allow me to come in tonight and present to you, but I'll try to keep it brief and hopefully I'll be persuasive. You can probably tell from my accent that I'm not from Bathurst. Originally I was born in England. I came here about 9 years ago because because I married a French Acadian lady who lived in the town. And when I first arrived here, I was pretty fortunate because I became involved with a lot of the local musicians and singers, and primarily because my wife was a member of the Tape Note singing group. But later I got involved in a variety of musical productions and events, and to be honest, I was astonished at the number of musicians here, and not just the number of musicians, but the depth of talent and ability that you have here. And I know from taking part in various musical productions and events that music's an integral part of the Charleroi region's culture and lifestyle. It's really impressive, really impressive. Unfortunately, when the COVID pandemic hit, live performances came to a grinding halt. Not just music, but every live performance came to a grinding halt. But music was hit especially hard, and the economy in general suffered, and we lost a lot of venues for live music here. And in addition to that, cuts to budgets have lessened the opportunities for youngsters in particular to get to participate in musical education. Something we really need to address if we're going to continue that legacy of musical excellence. As a committee, we believe that it's vital that we provide opportunity for people to learn, develop and perform music at all levels and all abilities. And music's just so important. I mean, I'm looking around, I would guess that there's a number of likes and dislikes around this chamber in terms of music. There'll be some pop, some country, some folk, some classic. We've all got different tastes, but you know, it would be a much poorer place if we didn't have music in the community. So I think we'll all be poorer for it. And as for some of our youngsters, I think sometimes music is the only way they really get to express themselves. Prior to 2020, Bathurst held an annual music festival, showcasing the local musicians and allowing them to measure their progress against their peers in their disciplines. We're restarting that music festival in 2023. We formed a committee last summer. We held regular meetings via Zoom. We got the event up and running, and we organised and allocated various tasks to members of the committee. The head of the committee, the president, is Rosalind Kennedy-Townsend, and the co-chairs are Jeff McCoy and Alistair Tulloch. Now, I can give you a brief of the other committee members, but time is short, and I don't really want to do that, but I can assure you that there are a lot of competencies, a lot of abilities on that committee that justify their position there. As you're probably aware, Rosalind was the principal at Parkwood Heights, and she's had a history of and a great wealth of experience in staging large events. She organised the successful the Spirit of Christmas concerts for that raise funds, and Jeff McCoy and Alistair Tulloch shouldn't need any introductions. They've been instrumental in providing musical education in this area for a number of years, and they've got an immense amount of enthusiasm and expertise. So a huge amount of work has already been carried out. We've created, finalised and distributed the syllabus of the festival to all of the Anglophone and Francophone schools in the area, all the private music teachers, along with an invitation to all of them to participate. We've created a website that contains all the important information, the syllabus, the important dates, the names and the biographies of the adjudicators, and all of the relevant details. The syllabus itself is based on a repertoire list from the Royal Conservative of Music, something that all the local schools will be familiar with already. The festival is being held under the auspices of the New Brunswick Provincial Music Board, so winning a section in this festival provides an opportunity to compete at both the provincial and national finals. Our festival will take place here in Bathurst between the dates of March 26th and April the 2nd. Staging an event of this complexity and size incurs costs. We have some residual funds from previous years, but not enough to cover all of this year's events. We have to find funds to cover a number of eventualities: hall rentals, custodial and janitorial duties, marketing and advertising, brochures and program printing, instrument tuning, trophies, bursaries and adjudication fees. By far the biggest cost is going to be the adjudication. Because we're operating under the supervision of the provincial board, we have to use adjudicators that have been put on their approved list, and we have to abide by their adjudicator fee structure. That includes a daily fee, hotel accommodation, travel expenses and daily meal allowances. And the reason for having to use those approved adjudicators is because they'll have the knowledge and expertise to determine whether the winners at our festival are gifted enough to progress through to the provincial finals. They may win locally, but if they're not talented enough, they wouldn't be appropriate to be put in that position. So we have to use their adjudicators. Now, we've been very fortunate so far. We've been able to secure the services of 2 adjudicators, and we've managed to negotiate a reduced daily fee, which is useful. And in the case of one adjudicator, because they've got close family in Bathurst, there's no accommodation cost. In the case of the other adjudicator, he's in an orchestra that's touring at the moment, so we can lose part of his accommodation costs as well. But it's still costing us, a chunk of change to get them. We're also confident that we can get the halls for little or no cost, but we'll have to meet the costs of every other activity. We're looking for funding assistance, anything you can provide as a council. We know that you've been very positive in encouraging music in the area in the past, and we hope that you're going to continue to do that. I know I've performed on the waterfront a few times as part of a band, Catalyst, and we've been grateful for your support, and we enjoyed it. And I know that you appreciate the impact that music can have on people's lives. I've already approached a number of businesses and organisations in the area, and I've got very favourable and positive responses. I'll continue to ask other businesses and organisations and individuals, and we'll obviously raise some funding from the entrance fees, but we don't want the entrance fees to be a barrier to participation, so we're trying to keep those as low as possible. So in conclusion, thanks again for taking the time to listen to the presentation. Any help you give would be gratefully accepted. We believe wholeheartedly in the project. We want this to be a continuing project. It will be a yearly project, new pandemics notwithstanding. So I'm happy to take any questions. I'd be even happier to take your money, but I'm happy to take any questions from you. So.
We do have questions.
Okay.
Councillor Hondas.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you for your presentation. My question is more maybe towards our city clerk. Have we ever donated to this before? I know that if he says that he had it here before, and then I was just wondering if we've ever contributed to a Bathurst Music Festival, and in what way did we do?
We have in the past contributed to different music festivals. I'm not quite sure that we contribute to this one in particular, but we have in the past.
Okay,
Music
perfect.
festivals.
So there is funds there for us to look at.
So you don't have a specific amount. You're asking whatever we can give?
If I give you a specific amount, I might want more. I don't want to limit your ambitions.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'd be happy to take whatever you're going to give.
Perfect. We're actually, it works out perfectly because we're going to be putting in a grants committee committee together,
Sure.
Which will probably get the ball rolling sooner than later. So we will definitely be following up with you.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate
Okay.
your time.
Thank you. Oh, hold on. We have more. I put my head down and we're lit up again.
Sorry.
Councillor Burnett.
Thanks, Madam Mayor, through you to Mr. Edwards. What's the dates again for that, and how long is this?
March 26th to April 2nd. It's a week.
It's a week long, same as it used to be.
That's exactly right.
And the general public's invited to all the
Absolutely.
performances,
And donors get invited too, and we won't charge you if you donate.
okay, thank you. A week long, good.
All right. And we also Councillor Knowles.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thanks for your presentation, Mr. Edwards.
You're welcome.
What is the main venue? Where is the main venue going to be?
ESN and Bathurst High.
Okay.
We're using the 2 school halls there.
Okay.
We've spoken to the schools, and we think we can get the halls either for nothing or very cheaply, but we do have to pay the custodian, the janitorial costs for the people that have to be there.
Thank you. It's great to see the Bathurst Music Festival come back. It was
Well,
popular before, and it can come back, so that's good
I think
to
it's
see.
necessary. It's not just popular. I think it's necessary
No,
to
that's
generate.
right. Correct, yeah. Thank you.
Councillor Legacy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just for clarification, is the name the Bathurst Music Festival, or is there more to it?
Okay, we were going to change the name to Chaleur Music Festival, and we will be doing that in future. But there is a legal requirement and a process that we have to go through, and we couldn't do that in time for this year. So this year it will be the Bathurst Musical Festival. Going forward, we intend it to be the Chaleur Music Festival.
Okay.
So it encompasses the whole region.
Okay, the reason I say that is I did a quick Google, and I'm getting a lot on hospitality days. I'm getting Blues La Baie. It might be difficult to be found, so I'm not sure if we're able to link this out on our page or anything. Just ease of access if anyone is interested to attend.
Okay. Okay.
Just something to
We
consider.
will be generating publicity ourselves, but that's a great point. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you do get to generate some information, send it to us, and then even council and myself will be able to share it as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sous le point 3, comité consultatif en matière d'urbanisme, 3.1, proposition de nouveaux membres. 3 names have been submitted by members of council for the Planning Advisory Committee. The first name was submitted by Councillor Brunet. His name, the person that he's nominating is Mr. Donald Chiasson. He lives on Riverside Drive. Mr. Chiasson worked at the Brunswick Mines for 36 years as a heavy-duty mechanic and participated on many committees in the city. The second name submitted was also from Councillor Brunet. The name of the person is Mr. Régent Boucher. He's a resident of Fairway Court. He's retired from the real estate business, to which he worked for 25 years. He also served on the Northern Real Estate Board as Director and Vice President. The third name submitted was from Deputy Mayor Anderson. The name she submitted was Mr. Mark Richard, and he's bilingual, lives in Caron Point, and he's also recently retired from Hathaway Limited as an accountant. So these resolutions will be presented for ratification at next Monday's regular public meeting, and council members will have a chance to vote on these 3 names submitted.
Right, and that will be next Monday,
Next Monday.
public meeting.
I
Right.
don't know if Mr.
Mr.
McLaughlin
McLaughlin,
has
did you want to
anything
add
to
anything?
Yes, that was 3 position that was vacant since December 31st. And I'm very happy to see lots of interest from the community. And I will, if the city decide to approve the 3 candidates, I will welcome the 3 candidates for sure.
So we're in need of 3 candidates?
We with these, there's 3 vacancies right now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's perfect then. That kind of works out. 3 vacancies, 3 candidates. All right. There. Yeah, no voting tonight. All right. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
So 4.1 is a request from the pickleball school. Every year, the pickleball school make this request to use the gymnasium Sunday mornings from 9 to 12. That's where they do their school. They coach and they teach people how to play the pickleball. They don't charge a fee for this, but they do accept donations, and all donations that they collect during the year, 50% is returned to the city. So they're seeking to use the gym free of charge again for the year 2023.
All right. Does council have any issues, any questions? No? We're good? All right, we're good?
Okay. My next item is 4.2. It's for the 2023 grant requests. I was just wondering how members of council wanted to proceed with this again this year. In the past, we've created ad hoc committees to go through all the requests, and then they bring it to council for ratification.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, last year, I think we had Councillor Willett and Councillor Burnett that was sitting on it with Councillor Hondas. Okay. So what we could do is we will create another ad hoc committee, maybe bring some new members to the mix, and maybe have older councillor that sat last year, maybe one from last year and 2 newer ones. If anybody interested to be part of the ad hoc committee. So you would be meeting to review all the requests that's been put forward. You agree to an amount per, and then you will bring it to council for council to approve. If you are interested in wanting to be part of the ad hoc committee, please let myself or Madame Saint Laurent know, and we'll put a committee together this week. So if you want to give your name tonight, or if you want to think about it or send an email, let us know, and we'll make sure we have a committee in place. Good? Okay. Thank you. You'll put your name again? Okay. You're welcome. All right. You'd be interested, Councillor Scary? Okay. Okay. Councillor LeBlanc, we'll do a rotation. Okay. And we also have Councillor Hondas that's interested, so.
So are you going to,
We normally assign what, 3?
2?
2? Let's mix it up. We're gonna go 3.
3? Okay.
You're interested as well? Oh, you weren't on it last year. Okay, well, put the names and I'll follow through with members. Oh, Dale was on it. Okay. Okay. I'll follow up with council to put a committee together. We did a great job.
Numéro 5, sous la catégorie de mairesse et membre du Conseil, 5.1, charging stations for electric vehicles by Councillor Brunet.
You have the mic.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. A new year and maybe some new resolutions, but anyway, I was thinking about this one. An electric vehicle charging stations, or the whole situation with charging stations. There's two types of chargers, fast chargers and slow chargers. One's more expensive than the other, of course. And the federal government has been proclaimed that all vehicles will be electric in the near future. The provincial government has incentives now for you to buy an electric vehicle. And people who drive electric vehicles say that there's different needs than we who drive gasoline engines, you know. So talking to a few owners of electric vehicles over the holidays, and they said whenever they go to Moncton shopping, or people come to see them, or they even go down to the Caracat Coast, they need to plan their trip. They need a plan so that they can get charged, so that they can make it back home. And there's been cases where people have had to get off the highway and go into the Atlantic Coast, for example, on their way back home from a shopping trip because they ran out of charge. And we do have chargers in town. The city has one down on the waterfront. There's some at the hotels and there's some at the mall. But according to the people I talked to with electric vehicles, it's not enough. And that talking to some people that were in the restaurant the other day, they said there was a couple that came in and they had to wait to get in line to get their vehicle charged. So they went into the restaurant and they had a little lunch and that. So it's good for business as well. And on a good day, it takes you 20 minutes to charge your vehicle. But if there's lineups, it means you're waiting for that other person to have 20 minutes, then you have 20 minutes, etc. And it just goes on. And there's more and more electric vehicles around Bathurst. If anybody notices, they're sort of different looking vehicles, no grills on the front. To me, they look sort of weird, but that's a car guy talking. And anyway, they are getting to be very popular here in our home area, as well as I noticed in Moncton driving around the car lots there at Christmas time. There's a number of even second-hand used ones for sale, so that means there's quite a few, and I watch them on the highway. And there's a benefit for having more chargers in our city. People that are waiting, of course, like I just said, they need to pass the time away, so they might visit the restaurant or store or whatever. And the city can benefit if cars know that there's chargers in the city, so they'll come in and they'll shop, they'll eat, they'll just visit our city. And while they're waiting for the vehicles to be charged, if they're in good locations. So I think we need to do more, and we need to be leaders. And our manager, Mr. Pettigrew, in the last year or so since I've been back, has assembled quite a team to work with him in moving our city forward. There's planning department, the development department, the legal, the technology department, and communications, to name a few. So I believe that he, with his team of these very talented people that we have, could maybe get us to lead the way in the province and have chargers that people would realize we have, and say if they're coming up here for holidays, they're coming up here for shopping. We have good shopping here too as well. So I would ask council for your support in putting this together and finding what charges we have, where we could improve, where we could put them to best serve the general public and to serve the city of Bathurst. So it's something I've been thinking about, and I read a lot, and in a lot of different big cities, it is more so a problem than it is here. But I would like council's thoughts on this, and yours, of course, Madam Mayor, and to see that we have this team in place now. I think we are quite capable of leading the way in the province. Yeah.
Thank you. Did you hear that, Mr. Pettigrew?
Talk about putting them on the spot.
Yeah, I'll put you on
I
the
can just
spot.
add that if you want.
Right.
Just a quick, thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, there is some information out there, and I think we were probably one of the first municipalities to have our location at the waterfront. I think it's something we need to be ahead of the game on this as well. there's currently 7 locations within the city. There's a map that you have all those locations, but I think you need to be strategic. I think part of that deal is you place them where it takes 20 minutes to half an hour, but then there's activities to perform, for them to perform for our businesses with it. We would definitely need to work with businesses on property that we don't own to be able to have access to the site or be able to work with them for funding opportunities. But definitely something we can look at together, inventory what we have, what would be needed, and definitely there's experts within the field for funding within our economic development that we can look for opportunities to assist, but definitely something we can look at. But yeah, so there's currently seven, and again, I think we'll have definitely some experts in certain fields follow up on more details with NB Power as well. NB Power is a big driver in this. I'm also, just so you're aware, I'm also on the electric vehicle advisory group for the province of New Brunswick, so I do have some access to that.
I didn't know that.
To that information as well. But definitely, we need to be ahead of the game. So definitely, as funding and opportunities will become more popular for our residents and for our visitors. So we'll definitely look into that.
Thank you.
All right. Councillor LeBlanc?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you, Councillor Burnett. That's an excellent initiative. I am totally in agreement with that. As you all know, I am a big proponent also of the walking trails here in the city, and the economic advantages also that it can bring to our region. And I believe this is right in line with that type of tourism that is more and more popular. And I agree we really should be ahead of the game on this and let the world know that Bathurst is a great place to visit, and we have all your needs covered.
All right, sorry, I'm trying to go through things at the same time for the next meeting. I'm realizing I'm missing some information.
That's okay.
I
Thank you,
totally
Dennis.
agree. I think that, if we can add more electric stations, it'd be definitely a game changer. And there are more vehicles, and there's some vehicles that are hybrid as well, and they try to do more on the electric side. So definitely, yes, is something that we can look at, Mr. Pettigrew. All right, and we'll follow up and see, because there is funding out there right now within the provincial and federal government when it comes to electrical. So, good. Thank you.
5.2, presentation of the proposed 2023 committees and commissions by Mayor Chamberlain.
All right. So, since we have added 2 new councillors to the group, on a rajouté 2 nouveaux conseillers à l'équipe. On a choisi de faire des petits changements et peut-être de changer un peu dans les alentours avec les conseillers et les comités. So we've decided to make some changes with some of the committees that we have. We've eliminated some of them, and we're reviewing. So these are not set in stone. I want council's feedback. I've assigned committees to you where if it's something that's not of interest to you, please let me know, because next week at the regular public meeting, we will make this official for 2023. Now, these committees are for 1 year only. We will review them again next year. On these committees, and now I'm going to the citizens of Bathurst, we have a couple of committees that will be assigned. A city employee will be working with us on these committees, and I am looking for volunteers that are willing to be part of the committees. So we will have a wellness committee and age friendly. I know we've had that one in place already, but we are looking to start meetings. It could be meant monthly, bi-monthly. We will assign certain councillors to the committee, as well as Amy Lynn will be with us as well, part of the committee, to ensure that we have meetings that are set and see how we can work together. We've also talked about our youth. We could look at, if anybody's interested with the youth committee, maybe we can put them together, try to connect our youth with the elderlies and what we can do for the wellness of the region. We also have our beautification committee, which includes the Adopt a Street. Now, that one as well, we have councillors that are going to be sitting on this committee, which is still Councillor Hondas and Councillor Knowles. We are going back to the community, to the people within the city limits of Bathurst. So you have to be living in Bathurst in order to be part of these committees, which means that people that are outside the city limits, that are now part of city limits, so Big River, Rough Waters, South Teddigouche, North Teddigouche, if you're interested in wanting to be part of the committee, I would ask you to contact City Hall, 548-0415, 548-0415, and the extension will be,
That's Amy Lynn's direct line.
oh, okay, that will be Amy Lynn's direct line. So 548-0415, if you're interested. And from there, we also going to be putting a post on Facebook. So on our city page, Facebook, probably tomorrow or the next day, the post will be out there. And I'll ask council to please share it to try to get, ideally if we can get 5 to 6 citizens per committee to be interested, that would be great. So a team of, with councillor and a city employee, 8 to 10 people, that would be great moving forward. Conseiller Leblanc.
Merci, c'est encore moi.
Oui.
Trois fois aujourd'hui.
Allez-y.
Merci, Madame la mairesse. Aujourd'hui, Madame la mairesse, premièrement, j'aimerais commencer par vous remercier pour les comités que je suis dessus. Le Wellness Committee, Daily Point et puis Disabilities and Integration. C'est des comités que je tiens à cœur. Aujourd'hui, j'ai été contacté par un membre des Bears de Bathurst. Comme vous savez, la Ligue va commencer à la fin mars. Je pense que la dernière semaine de mars, c'est le premier match cédulé ici à Bathurst. C'est une ligue de 7 équipes et ils viennent d'avoir une équipe à Moncton qui s'adjoint à la ligue pour faire la 7e équipe. Fait qu'on va avoir bien du plaisir et une belle grosse rivalité. Mais les Bears m'ont contacté aujourd'hui et m'ont demandé si on pouvait mettre ensemble un comité justement pour les Bathurst Bears pour voir qu'est-ce qu'ils peuvent faire eux pour la région. Comme vous savez, c'est vraiment des équipes qui sont focus sur le local et régional. Et puis, j'aimerais aussi m'offrir comme candidat à ce comité-là. Vous savez, c'est quoi ma passion pour le sport?
Oui.
Et c'est ça. Ça fait que je voulais juste mentionner ça.
Oui, non, il n'y a pas de problème. Bonne suggestion. And then, pour les conseillers, for council, if you see that there are committees that you think we could be adding, let me know. Si vous voyez qu'il y a un comité que vous aimeriez qu'on rajoute, s'il vous plaît, avisez-moi, restez-moi savoir, puis on pourrait faire des changements. We could definitely add them. So these are not set in stones. If you are assigned to a committee that you're not, you would like to switch because your forte would be something else, please let me know. But by next Monday, we are going to move forward with the committees. Any other questions? Questions? No? Easy crap.
So did you want to proceed with
All
the
right.
adjournment?
Yeah. So, on finit la réunion plénière et on va aller à une réunion spéciale. Réunion spéciale maintenant. Madame Saint-Laurent, est-ce qu'on a des déclarations de conflit d'intérêts?
Aucune déclaration de conflit d'intérêt pour ce soir.
Parfait.
So we have one item on the agenda for tonight, 2 Hospitality Days Contribution 2023. I'm sorry, 2 with the adjournment. Members of council approves the grant of $50,000 to the Bathurst Hospitality Days Festival. Be it resolved that members of council authorize the City of Bathurst administration to allocate a check in the amount of $50,000 for the 2023 contribution to the Bathurst Hospitality Festival Commission.
All right. May I have a seconder?
I move her first.
Okay. You moved? Okay, no, I need
No.
a mover. Okay. Mover, Councillor Hondas. Okay, second by Councillor LeBlanc. Before we go to the question, does council have any questions concerning this? No? All right. All for the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, pour la levée de la séance, que la séance extraordinaire publique soit levée à 19h19.
Est-ce que je peux avoir quelqu'un proposer? Conseiller Hondas, appuyé par Conseiller Brunet. Tous ceux en faveur signifient en disant oui. Contre, motion adoptée. Je vous souhaite une bonne soirée. Thank you, everyone. And for council, please stick around.